To be ready to compete, the player needs to reach his optimal peak at the right moment, putting all the elements together. It is imperative that the player gets to the tournament without any residual fatigue, and at the same time he has to be hungry to compete. Players need to schedule tapering as part of the periodization plan. Tapering is the reduction of training before competition. It is an important component of our training program when preparing for a major tournament. The goal is to reach peak performance, which is when the player competes at his maximum ability, physically and mentally. To reach that peak, players reduce the training load, the intensity, frequency, and duration, or a combination of all four. We do this 7 to 10 days before the tournament. Training load or volume is the amount of training, the number of hours the players train. The reduction of volume gives the body a chance to recover physically. Intensity is how hard the player works. The reduction of intensity will also help to reduce stress physically and mentally. Training frequency is determined by the number of sessions or practices per week. I strongly recommend to keep the same frequency to avoid detraining. The worst thing an athlete can do is to overtrain. Now, especially right before a major tournament. Overtraining may result in injuries, poor immune system, psychological stillness, and lack of enthusiasm. So, in synthesis, tapering is a short-term reduction in the training load during a period of 7 to 10 days before competition. A big misconception is that by reducing the intensity or volume immediately before competition may decrease performance through detraining. It is a proven factor that the opposite is true. In the juniors and small pro circuit events, I see many players working very hard during the tournament after their matches. Usually those players lose around the quarterfinals due to physical and mental fatigue. At the ATP and the WTA events, these more mature players have mastered the balance between training, tapering, and peaking. I cannot stress enough the importance of tapering before competition. I want to make very clear that we don't taper for every tournament. We only taper for the big events, for the major tournaments. Usually during the year, we only try to pick for 4 big tournaments, the important ones. So remember, when you're doing your planning, that tapering is before the big event.